All right, I am joined today by Francesca DeCapita. I'm so excited to chat with her today. Francesca is a spiritual life coach, a psychic medium, and an energy reader based in New York City. Known for her no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point guidance, she helps people uncover emotional blocks, heal old wounds, and step into their authentic power. Blending tarot, astrology, and her own intuitive gifts, Francesca shows her clients the energy that they can't yet see in themselves. And her work is all about transformation, from victimhood to victory, from confusion to clarity, from survival to thriving. Whether through one-on-one coaching, group programs, or retreats, Francesca's mission is to help people reclaim their power, trust their intuition, and live their fullest lives. Welcome, Fran.
Hi.
Hello, I'm so excited to have you here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Of course. And we're talking about a topic that I know is very near and dear to your heart, and
Yes.
that is inner child work.
Love it.
So, inner child work is like, it's so buzzy online right now in specific spaces. So, I guess let's just start with the basics. What is inner child work?
So it's going, what is it? It's the easiest way to understand it is when we're younger, and we go through traumatic experiences, what happens is basically our subconscious, or even us as children, all of a sudden we protect ourselves. Two things humans need besides food and water and shelter is safety and belonging. If we don't feel that, because we're like a pack animal still, right?
Mhm.
If we don't feel like we belong and we feel like we're being pushed out of the tribe, we then start to protect ourselves and we do it in different ways. But we don't and that turns into like patterns in our life. So we don't realize we're even doing it. So as you get older, you still believe there's a version of you who still believes they're a 5-year-old little girl who's been abused
Mhm.
or has been abandoned. And so
Mhm.
as you grow up, those patterns keep existing. And the only way to really see them is through other people, is using other people as mirrors.
That's so interesting. It's like when you, or what it reminds me of, I should say, is when something happens and it upsets you or upsets me in a way that it almost seems disconnected from what actually happened. Like the reaction seems
Mhm.
so much more extreme than what the situation itself might warrant. So it feels like that's probably an inner child trigger.
Yeah. You realize as you go inward that you have a whole city. You have a whole city of little parts that are running you. And you do not know, you don't even know they exist. You just know that I do this pattern, this is my belief, and this is where I'm going. But why? Does anybody ever ask why? No, nobody asks why until they're faced with heartbreak, a job loss, something detrimental that we feel is detrimental. Um, I find it to be issues with family and friends as well, and besides just partners, and loved ones. It's wild when you get inside.
It is. And it's very interesting to think about. There's this entire thing that is running inside of us that until we do something like work with a coach like you, or like do something that sort of helps us become aware that it's there, it's just totally running the show and we have no idea.
All these little parts are running you, and you have no clue that they're doing it. And they've been doing it since you were a baby.
It's so
Like
fascinating.
literally a baby, because you felt threatened. So you created protectors to protect you. So protector may be anger. I get angry when somebody's coming for me, or when I start to feel certain things. Or what's the other? Manipulation is huge. People pleasing is a form of manipulation. It's
Mhm.
where we manipulate people to like us so they don't abandon us.
So interesting.
And then it gets so wild and then you get like those attachment styles, avoidant attachment, um, anxious attachment. It's like, do you see how it like trickles down into your life?
Yes.
It's wild. So you don't even know that I'm 44. You don't even realize that you're a 44-year-old woman who's living in New York City. I was mostly living in this idea that I was still 5, 6, 15 years old at times.
Mhm.
And when you realize time is linear, it's not linear. it's like, so the other day I had a trigger. I went back to when I was 19 years old. And if I remember everything that I looked like when I was 19, felt, smelled. It was like wild. It's like all your senses come online and you're like, oh my God, and you're hit with that trigger. You're like, it doesn't feel like I'm 44 anymore. It felt like I was 19.
It felt like, I imagine it felt like you were just immediately back into exactly what had happened the last time that you felt that experience. And
Yep.
it totally goes to your point of time is not linear, it's all happening.
It's all happening right in that moment. But what I did realize, which was a huge surprise to me, was it wasn't the act of what happened that was painful. It was the emotions and the protectors that were created to keep me safe, that were
Mm,
heavy. Like using like the emotion of guilt and shame and we use that as protection because we don't know what else to do. And it's wild, your body just does it. Your body just goes into protection mode and I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it's protecting you. It's so
yeah.
wild.
It is wild. And it's interesting. I love hearing you talk about it because you are so knowledgeable on so many different levels. Like you understand the emotional component, the physical component, the energetic component. So I would love to hear a little bit about how you were introduced to inner child work.
Well, I've gone through a lot, Katie. Except have children, but I've been through a divorce. I've been through a serious illness, financial struggles, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. I mean, I could just, the list goes on. And, but that forced me to ask myself, why do I keep repeating patterns that hurt me? Where is all this energy coming from?
Hmm.
I had to find out. I'm a Scorpio moon. I'm a detective. I have to go look for these things. So when I started to dive deeper into my own of wondering why, because why is a huge question to ask yourself to get you to the root problem. And then I also use my own spiritual practices. And then I started therapy a year and a half ago, like really in-depth therapy, not just like going to sit on somebody's couch and talk about my problems. When I started to do internal family systems, IFS, that's when I really got deep. And I actually had a session yesterday where I went in and I saw my 2.5-year-old self in a bathtub with my sister, and my parents were arguing, and my mom just left us in the bathtub. And I was up holding my sister. And that's when I knew I was a protector. I was the one who had to protect her all the time.
Mm. Oof, I got chills when you
And
said that.
I was like, crying. But it's wild how, see, I'm still working through it.
Yeah,
But I like to show my vulnerability. But
absolutely.
I was getting tired of always being my sister's protector. We're in our 40s. Why do I have to still protect you? But so that helped me understand why.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
And then it was like I had these reactions to certain people, certain situations, and I was like, where the hell is this stuff coming from me? And I realized it was from my younger parts.
Yeah.
Was that I never felt safe. And the only person that could keep me safe was me. And I realized like all my parts are working in unison to keep me protected and safe. That was literally my wake up call. And I just been working through my inner child ever since so deeply. Like I go in deeply once a week, but I manage it every day.
I love that. Going deep once a week, but managing every day. Because I think that a lot of times this work, especially when it becomes sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Like it becomes very popular,
Yeah.
it joins the sort of zeitgeist of the time. And I think it becomes very much this idea of like something that you can put on your to-do list and like, oh, I will work through, my inner child work today. Check. And it is in a sense something that you should do on the daily, but it's not something that ever necessarily can be completed. Or am I
No,
misunderstanding?
no, it's not about, I know, I mean, listen, inner child work is not about fixing or making the trauma go away. That's not what it's about. Ugh, you're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. It is literally just about understanding why you protected yourself. That's it. It's really about
Mm.
acceptance at the end of the day and meeting those younger parts of you with compassion instead of rejection. And and judgment. That's a huge one that's come up for me a lot, right? Um, it's so wild when you get in there. It's not just about childhood memories either. It's it goes deeper. It just
Mm,
goes deeper. It's layered work too. Just because you hit this layer doesn't mean you healed it. There's deep layers that come to this. I mean, think about grief when we're grieving. We have like all these different like emotions that come up and they're all different layers and you have to repeat them at times just to understand them. It's about understanding and accepting.
yes. Understanding and accepting all parts of ourselves.
And you come to this beautiful energy of, I'm okay with this. I'm
Mm,
okay with what happened because I knew I needed to do that to protect myself. And I'm
yeah.
okay with that. I don't, because that's what shadow work is about. The shadow is about pushing everything to the shadow so you never see it again.
Mm,
It takes a not a weak person to go in to look at your shadow. Let's just be honest. And
yeah.
a lot of people don't like to look at their shadow, but that's where my truth really lie is it was in my shadow. The truth
Yeah.
about myself anyway.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And to hear, you know, I think of you as honestly one of the strongest people that I've ever met. And that you are willing to share your vulnerability and also to be, totally honest about how you've been doing this for so long. And it still is something that can,
Mhm.
trigger those deeper emotions. And so it is something where it takes a lot of emotional strength to undertake some of this type of work. So I have to
Mhm.
imagine that you've seen a lot of blocks come up for people through your coaching who are a little bit resistant to doing this type of work.
Oh, a little. I get it. It's not easy to face those parts of you. It's not, I mean, to admit that you carry guilt and shame for being sexually abused and to go back into it and to go into it, like when you have to go back and see the memory, you don't always have to see the memory either, but just to go and feel those emotions again and finally confront them and understand why you carried guilt and shame around that, understand that you were just doing it to protect yourself. Because not only does it bring compassion and peace to you, you then, and I know a lot of people push back on this, and that's fine. But for me, it gave me an understanding of having compassion for the person who did that act to me, or it gives me an understanding of why they would do it
Mm,
because they're hurt too. I'm not
wow.
saying what they did was right, but I can now see the bigger picture. It gives you like I always say this, why do you think God, spirit, creator has that view? Because it sees all perspectives, not just one.
Mm. Oh, that's
So,
so interesting.
right? So when you can see different perspectives of things, you don't fight, you don't argue, you don't clash with people or even clash internally. You literally have an open mind. You have an open soul. You can open up to receiving more information instead of what you think is right. So
Yes.
that to me was my biggest benefit.
Oh, I love that.
To see things from different perspectives and not judge people. I mean, come on, we're all human. We still do it. We're all going to have human emotions. But you can look past it and be like, yeah, I was judging that person because I feel that way about myself. And I know that because I've seen it.
Yes.
And the reason why we get triggered and people are mirrors of us, and they're not mirroring back the exact thing that happened to us, but they're mirroring back something that's triggering, is because you actually see it in yourself. You just don't want to. You're just not
Mm.
to. Yeah.
Oh, that's so interesting. It's so interesting to hear you say how, when you are able to look inward and to give yourself this compassion and this understanding and say, I understand why I reacted that way. I understand why I had that feeling. I love how then that can sort of translate out into, okay, I see how this person is acting, and now
Right.
I'm able to give them more compassion. And it's
Right.
not just, oh, I don't like what they're doing, and so I'm going to push up against it. But it's, I don't like what they're doing, but I have compassion for the part of them that is putting up this resistance or protecting them in this way, and this is how they're doing it.
Like, right. So when I express my feelings, I get very, very, my sister will say I look like I'm an angry person. Like I get very, like not violent, but I get very angry. I'm like, what the fuck? Da, da, da. And I just get angry. My sister's like, she used to fight back with me because it triggered her. So
Mm,
finally she sat down with me and said, you know, when you get angry about something, it triggers me because it reminds me of mom and dad. And I don't like it.
mm,
That I can respect and I could sit with and say, you're right. Let me handle my anger differently or not around you. And again, that's a boundary. That's a perfect boundary of I don't feel safe. Please don't do that around me or remove yourself.
yeah.
I found that to be so like, and that's what we should do, be able to do as adult humans is to say, hey, look, this situation bothers me, or what you're doing bothers me. I'm going to keep myself, because now you know how to keep yourself safe instead
Yeah.
of fighting or instead of like people avoid. It's like, do you see how so many different things can happen?
Yeah. And it's so nice to hear that there's this healthy level of like when I understand myself and I can understand others, then it's a lot easier to communicate what I need. It's a lot easier to understand when someone else communicates to me what they need.
Right. And then I don't mean to like roll my eyes, but you then have an understanding when you do this work for yourself. Oh, they just need some love and compassion and need me to be calm. They need a safe, this happens in my relationship too with Matt. He just needs a safe space to express his feelings instead of me getting like defensive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, I hear you. You're right. I do that. Let me just pull back a little bit. Let's have a conversation when you're ready.
Yeah.
How much better is that than you, I'm not doing that. That's not my intention. What the hell?
Yeah.
It's way better for a relationship, any relationship to be in. I get it. Some people, you can't talk to another person because they haven't done their inner work.
Yes.
And sometimes you do need to remove yourself from the situation. And I
Yeah.
get for your own safety. I get that.
Absolutely. It's a balance of sort of understanding where you can give a little bit more because you have almost grown your own capacity for understanding, but at the same time, it's setting that limit, setting that boundary of I can do this to a certain extent, but otherwise I'm just stretching myself too thin or I'm, putting myself in a position of potentially being unsafe. And so I can allow myself to grow a little bit in what I can be compassionate about, but I do still have a line. I'm just able to expand that line a little bit more.
And that's actually, I just wrote a blog post, not a blog post, I just wrote a post about it, is if you don't give yourself room to grow, you can't grow. And
Mm,
this is how you give yourself room to grow. Because
yeah.
a lot of people I could see it. It's not that hard to see that people have blocks and they do not give themselves room to grow because they're not willing to face deep parts of themselves. So if you
Yeah.
don't face deep parts of yourself, you don't expand that energy to grow because you're just stuck in this. And I hate to say it, most people are stuck in a victim mentality.
Hmm.
Like, look, I'd never shared this, but I had cancer at 33 years old. I didn't tell a soul. I handled it on my own. I did what I had to do, but I do not say I'm a cancer survivor.
You
That to me
don't.
is playing the victim.
Hmm.
My body was not wrong for getting cancer, but I just needed to correct it, course correct, right?
Right.
So that's what I did. I didn't play the victim. I just didn't because when you are hit with a serious illness like that, you automatically want to be like, oh my God, poor me. And listen, there's nothing wrong with that. You like, for me, I don't know why my body just wouldn't accept. Like the doctor was telling me and pushing pamphlets about this is what we're going to do. And da, da, da. I was like, no, we're not. We ain't doing any of this. And she looked at me and she goes, excuse me? I go, we're not doing any of this. And the nurse was sitting next to me. And I remember walking out of her office and the nurse following me. And I was like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not doing any of this. She goes, no, no, no. I'm telling you, you're correct. I had lymphoma and in the 80s, and I did what you wanted to do. Do it
Mm,
naturally. Because your body is never wrong. Any
no.
disease, any emotion, it's not wrong.
Right.
And when you have a heightened emotion of anger or sadness or any of the guilt, shame, your body's not wrong. You just have to listen.
Mm. Yes, it just wants to be heard. And then I think I'll speak for myself and say that I know for me, a lot of my resistance has been, oh, well, if I allow myself to feel this emotion, what if it never goes away? What if I'm then like getting myself stuck in that emotion? But by not feeling it, that's how I was getting myself stuck in it. It was a combo of not feeling the emotion and being afraid to feel it that just let it perpetuate and like spin tires. And then when I have finally gotten a little bit more comfortable feeling the emotion, it just wants to be felt and then it goes away. And it's like a couple minutes of discomfort, maybe a little bit longer, and
Yeah.
then it goes away.
And it just, you just need to acknowledge it. Even if you can't do the inner work at that point in time, like let's say you're out in public, right? And you start to feel something triggered you. I just put my hand over my heart and my stomach and say, I'm right here. You're safe. I got you. And that just settles for right now. And then when I'm ready, I can go back in and I can really do some deep work if I feel like I need it.
Yeah,
But that's the easiest thing to do in those moments.
absolutely. Just reassure yourself that you're
Hmm.
here and you're safe and you're sort of talking to your inner child and saying, I, adult me, am here for you, little me.
And that's what you're doing when you do shadow work, is because those little versions of you who like are stuck at 5, 6, 7+ years old, they don't believe that you're 44 years old. They don't understand that. That's why going in and explaining, hey, look, this is our life now. I got you. But I know it's going to take time to build trust, because trust isn't an action verb. It's we're just gonna, and this is why I go in every single day. I go in to make sure all my inner children that I've worked with are okay. And if anybody needs me, I'll sit and work with them, whether I journal, whether I just talk to them, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But this is why your body is never wrong. You literally revert back to that age. It's
Yeah.
wild.
It is really wild. And it's such an interesting topic that I could just keep talking about this forever with you. But I feel like we've gotten so much beautiful insight, so much great information. Is there any last little tidbit about inner child work that you think is important for people to know that hasn't come up yet? I feel like we've touched on so many different things in just the few minutes that we've been chatting.
Yeah, don't fear it. Just do it. Just rip the band-aid off and just what do you have to lose by doing it? You know what I
That's such a
mean?
good point.
Every version of you is, as an adult, is rooted in a younger version of you, right? So if you don't acknowledge those parts, you keep just hijacking your choices in life. You keep second guessing. You overthink. Dare I say overthink that most people do, right? Your thoughts
Yeah.
are not going to get you there. Those are for later after you process the emotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be afraid to do it. It's going to be the best thing you ever did for yourself, because then you get to know all the parts of you.
It is. It's immensely beneficial. I can attest to how beneficial this work is and what a
Mhm.
great leader Fran is in taking someone through the process.
Thank you. Some days I'm like, people are like, I don't get what you're saying. And if it does, it sometimes can feel like I'm using the word to explain the word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I get that, but it's just like, but this is the most benefit. This is probably, I will never stop speaking about inner child work
Yeah.
or shadow work or any, whatever you want to call it, because it is beneficial to, it's stop shunning who you are. You only know a part of you. You don't know the full scope of it, or the full scope of who you are. And you don't know your potential.
Yeah.
So
Unlock that potential. Just give your little self a microphone for a couple of minutes a day.
literally, I never would think I quit my job at like 39. I never thought, like my 9 to 5. I never thought I would be doing, like, if you told me this, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. What drugs are you smoking? You know?
And here you are.
And here I am doing it every day.
Incredible. Oh, thank you so much for sharing so much beautiful insight about inner child work.
Of
I
course.
can echo how incredibly important and beneficial it is. And I thank you so much for sharing and for also being so vulnerable. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Yay. Are you ready for the baker's dozen?
Yes.
Yay. So the baker's dozen is fun. It's 13 quick question and answers for the audience to get to know you, Fran, a
Okay.
little bit better.
Okay, yay. Let's go.
All
Let's
right. So if we hit play on your phone right now, what would we hear?
um oh, what is it? What's her name? I see her. Uh it's The Dream Prayer by uh what's her name? Siba. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Tantra Siba.
Tantra
Seba.
Steven.
Yeah. I was listening to it while I was getting ready. Oh, you mean play music? Because I really don't watch TV.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Is like play music, play a podcast. Like, what do you
Tantra,
have going?
yeah. Uh, yeah. Tantra, whatever. I forget the word. But yeah, Dream Prayer. I love that song.
Awesome. I am putting together a playlist of everything that I get from these. So,
You should, yeah, it's a powerful.
oh, I love that. All right. Appetizer or dessert?
I'm a Taurus. I like both, but if I had to choose, definitely dessert.
Dessert's good.
Yeah.
Who would play Fran in a movie about your life?
Oh my God, who would play me? I want to say Meryl Streep, but no, I don't know. That's a good one.
I could see Meryl Streep.
I could see Meryl Streep. I even like Cher. I I like Cher. I think she's a cute actress. I don't know. I think that's a really that really that just not a lot of things throw me, but that threw me.
What is the coolest thing that you've ever experienced?
My gifts.
Yes. Yes, those are cool. Do you have a daily non-negotiable?
No, I don't think I do. I can't think I do. I don't think I can't. I don't think I do. Daily
As
non-negotiable. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I just think as a Taurus, I can see you just saying my existence is my daily non-negotiable.
Yeah, hello, here I am.
Is there a gadget that you can't live without?
My schmeg machine, my coffee, my bean to cup. I just want to push a button to have coffee or
Yes.
espresso.
The option.
Yes.
Is there a song that you would want to hear on your deathbed?
Don't know. I like music so much, but if it's not even just a song, but like, oh God, I don't know. These are so good. I don't know because I like so much music. My mom singing, she had a great voice.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Do you have a bad habit?
Yeah, I'm lazy sometimes. But I don't call it lazy anymore because I have been known to like, I need a lot of rest.
Yeah.
So and I'm stubborn, if I don't want to do something and you ask me to do it, I'm like, nah, that's my bad habit. Yeah.
What is the last thing that you Googled?
Did I Google? I think I was Googling, I want to see what other people are saying about this full moon eclipse in Pisces because I wanted to see
Mm.
if I was on par with anybody. Yes, yes, I do that.
Mhm.
That's what I Googled last.
I love that.
Yeah.
Um, what is something that you are currently loving?
Fruit. I like fell in love with fruit in the morning. I got those really expensive strawberries and
Mm.
I'm gonna eat them after we're done because I can't wait to try like fruit. Like fruit in the morning, especially like really good mangoes,
Mm.
papaya, all like I got pineapple. Like I've been trying to really eat some really good fruit.
So luxurious.
Oh, right. It think about it. Many years ago, we could never get this. It was whatever we grew.
Mm.
Really quick, fascinating story. Do you know why we have lawns here?
No.
Well, the reason why is because we wanted to be like royalty, European royalty, because European royalty had lawns because they didn't need fruits or vegetables to grow on their lawn because they didn't need it. They were
Mm.
already abundant. So we as commoners or whatever needed fruits or vegetables on their property. So if you didn't have fruits or vegetables, you were known to be wealthy and
Oh,
just
that's
have
so
lawns.
interesting.
I know. So I just recently bought a house and our front lawn and our side lawn is going to be all fruits and vegetables and native plants.
I love that.
Sorry,
Oh,
I just got off topic, but
no, that's incredible. Thank you so much. Oh, learn something new every day.
right?
What is something that you've never done that might surprise people to learn about you?
Oh my God, what haven't I done?
I feel like you've done a lot, so this is a tough
I
question.
have done a lot, but that's what surprise people. I mean, to surprise, like I'm a homebody, but that I haven't done. I haven't gone to the Statue of Liberty or
Oh,
Ellis
okay.
Island. So, and I'm a New Yorker. You think I would like, I haven't done that. What's another thing? I don't know. I don't know.
I think those are good ones, though. As a New Yorker, especially a native New Yorker, it's a
Yeah.
little surprising.
Right? I've never been on the Statue of Liberty.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
All right. And so, if you were stranded on a desert island, what three things would you bring with you?
Food, water, and shelter. No, I'm just what would I bring? These are really hard. Um, I would definitely bring food of some sort. I bring seeds,
Mm,
plant, food, because I really like to garden, clearly. Um, and I would bring some sort of tent because I need comfort.
yeah.
Like I need food and comfort. And what else would I bring? I need something to, I would bring books because I do like to read.
I think that's a great setup.
Yeah, right? You need entertainment, you need food and shelter. Yeah,
And then you're good.
yeah.
All right. And number 13, if you weren't a spiritual life coach, what job would you want?
Oh God. None.
None is a valid answer.
But really, like I do like teaching. I like educating. So I'd be an
Yes.
educator of some sort.
I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, Fran, thank you so much. This
I
has
know.
been so fun.
As I was excited. I was a little nervous. I was like, wait, what is she going to ask me at the end? Because I'm nervous.
Oh, no, no, I think it's fun. Oh, right. Fran, this has been so incredible, so informative. I feel like I've listened to you speak a lot through social media and through our own work together about this work, and I still feel like I learned a lot today. So, for anyone else who was able to get sort of either an introduction or some more knowledge about inner child work and they're interested in connecting with you further, where can they find you?
My website, francescadecapita.com, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Francesca DeCapita. And I think that's it. Yeah. And
Awesome.
I do readings at Witch Please in Beacon, New York on certain days. Their schedule is out. So yeah.
Yes, and Fran is, we did not touch upon Fran's gifts as much, but incredibly, incredibly gifted reader. And she knows, she is in tune, in touch with the universe around us. She knows things. So if you're ever
Oh,
curious about some clarity, Fran is absolutely the go-to.
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, of course. Thanks, Fran.
You're welcome. Thank you.